Hello all, and just at Fintry, I'm going to do a wee video about the Fintry Nursery that I used to go to. It's basically an old building. It was built, probably in the early 1900s or something like that. It's quite an old building. Fintry was built around about the 1940s, 1950s, I think, thereabouts. But I used to stay in Fintry since I was born until I was 5 at Cheviot Crescent. But in the early 80s, I used to come to Fintry Mains, the square, which is where I'm parked just now, because the nursery is just at the other side of the tenements here. So I'm going to video that as well. The nursery that was closed down back in the late 20. It was probably about 10 years ago at least, and it's just sitting derelict. I think there's plans for it to be reopened to make a care home or something like that. I read an article about that somewhere, but I don't know what's happening with it, if it's going ahead with that plan or not. But anyway, yeah, in the early 80s I used to come to Fintry Mains. Granny and Grandad used to stay here. So I kind of grew up. Although I lived in Minas Hill from 1980 to the present day, I used to go to the schools in Minas Hill, but after school I used to come to Fintry Mains and I used to play around here. So today I'm going to take the videos of what the nursery, Fintry Nursery, is like now. I've got my hat on and everything. It's not the best weather. I always pick a day where it's raining or cold. It's typical. It's my days off from the work, and then of course the weather changes for the worse normally. I mean, I might brighten up, but so I'm going to do quite a bit today. Excuse me, I'm going to just pause this. Yeah, I was just getting some stuff already doing it. So today I'm going to show you videos of the Fintry Nursery. That's the one that I used to go to from since it was, I don't know, 1976 or something. Well, I was born in 1975, so it must have been about a year or so after that. So about 1976, 1977, that's when I would have started going to that nursery, up until 1980. And then that's when I started the primary school. And I do remember the nursery quite well. So that's the plan for this video today. And also I'm going to go to the Tealing earth house. That was built in the Iron Age. It's an Iron Age stone structure. It's called the Tealing earth house. So it was discovered in the late 1800s. So we're going to get in the car after I've done the video here, and I'm going to drive to Tealing and I'm going to get videos of that earth house. And I'll show you on the map how to get there. So I'm going to now just get this thing turned and get on with the video. Okay. Right, so that's at Fintry Mains. That was the old house there that I used to play. Well, used to play around there. I used to come to Fintry Mains to play here after school when I came from Minas Hill. That's where I lived, but as I say, I came to Fintry in the evenings after school, and it was a house up there. So my granny and Grandad used to stay. So this is the Fintry Mains square, and just remember this quite well, actually, very well. In fact, there's a lot of memories. I feel a bit nervous walking around with a camcorder like this, but who cares? And in this day and age, it's cameras everywhere. So let's come up for the nursery. I used to cycle around this circle, this square. I used to muck around with mates quite a lot here. A lot of memories. Yep. So this is the gate that leads into the nursery, very much overgrown. What I've got to do now is find a way to get over here to get into the grounds. So when I was a kid I used to climb this, no bother. I used to do all this. But it's a wee bit difficult now when well, not quite so easy now. In fact, I'll just walk you around. I'm going to walk round to the front and keep this filming. I've got the selfie stick up. So just try to get the hang of this thing here. I've got this big long. It might help if I held it the right way. Try to do about 2 things at once, 3 things at once. So yeah, so I'm just heading along the side of the Fintry Nursery. There's an easier way to get in. I'm not going to climb the fence like the way I did before when I was a kid, because it's not quite as easy as that now. So I'm going to try and find an easier route. This feels really odd. See, I'm not. Cares. So that's the where I am. Yeah, I used to walk, I used to cycle about on my bike, used to play around. I've got lots of memories of Fintry. Even though, as I say, I was up until 1986, that's when my granddad died, so we didn't, that's when we stopped coming to Fintry Mains. I was sad, obviously, so, but yeah, 1980, it was up till 1986. I used to come here nearly every day after school, and at the weekends as well. So that's at the main gate entrance. So that's Fintry Nursery, the entrance. I remember coming out there after it and getting a taxi back to Minas Hill when we moved to Minas Hill in 1980. But it's in a bit of a state. It's been closed for at least 10 years. Stop this thing from moving a bit. Right, I'm going to turn this camera around and I'll start filming inside. I've found an easier way to get in. There's a shallower fence, so I'm going to climb that to get in, and then I'll get this filming. Okay. Yep, so I've switched the camera around and I'm going to climb over one of these shallower fences to get in. Like when I was a kid, I would have just got over that other fence, no bother whatsoever. I wouldn't have even given it a second thought. I would have just been over and in there in a flash. I was a lot fitter. But that was quite a long time ago. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just pause this and I'll restart this one and over that fence. Right, I got over that fence. must say, I miss the days where I was a lot fitter, where I could just climb that without any difficulty. Oh, there's a wee bit of ducking in. Oh yeah, excuse my language. Jog with it. Right. So I'm in the main playground now for the nursery. Yeah, it's in a sorry state. I like maybe structurally it isn't too bad. I mean, it's built out of, it looks like it's built out of pretty good quality stone. So if I've got plans on reusing it, then it can't really be that in that bad a condition. It just obviously needs a good tidy up. The grounds obviously need to be cleaned up a bit. I think the building itself looks as though it's in fairly good nick. Like structurally, I mean. But yeah, I remember going in that entrance. And there's actually a 1979 news article with a picture of the pupils in there, and I was in it. I was playing on the telephone, the toy telephone. I found this article in the old newspaper cuttings. Well, this was in the mid-90s. I came across it. I saw myself on the 1979 article. You're just getting the reflection of the glass. And I don't know if you could see that. But yeah, this was closed about, I mean, let's think now. I started driving the buses in 2008, and this was open back then. So it was closed definitely within the last 12 years. It must be about 10 years. I think it was open for, or maybe even 11 years. It might have been 2009 that it's been closed down for. I think when they built the new school in Fintry, it's when this closed, because they incorporated the nursery in it. Yeah, that was one of my friend's house, back in the 80s. That was the back of the house I stayed in, and there's a girlfriend that stayed in that house as well, in that block back in the early 80s. Yeah. Although I lived in Meaness Hill from 1980 to 86, most of the time was spent here. So I mean, I did spend nights obviously mucking about with my mates in Meaness Hill, but as I say, right up until 1986, when my granddad was still alive, I used to just come straight from school, house.I primary school in Meaness Hill, to here in Fintry, and I used to just spend the evenings here. Yeah, a lot of memories, and just a lot of memories. I mean, all this stuff here wasn't there when there was none of this. All that was fairly recent, well, not recent, but it was well after my time here. God, it's like a jungle. It's really, really overgrown. This was all grass playing field. It's really left to deteriorate. I mean, I wouldn't have, you know, they could tidy this up easily with the machinery and that, the big grass cutter, tractor. This could be tidied up and no bother at all with that. It just looks like it's, you know, it'll never see the light of day again. But they could get this. If they've got plans on opening it, then it's a shame though that it's ended up in this state. But yeah, I do remember this well. I remember it brings back a lot of memories. So. Yeah, I remember running out of there and after nursery and straight into the taxi back to Venus Hill. Nah, I don't think you're going to see much, unfortunately. Gosh, I could hear somebody having a domestic argument in the background, so I'm going to just pause this. I don't want that on the video. Yep, so that's it. I'm going to get myself over this fence and then I'm going to head up to the Tealing earth house. Okay. Right, so that's me back from the Fintry Nursery video, and now I'm heading for the Tealing earth house. So I'm going to show you now on the map on how to get there, should you want to go. So we're in Dundee. If you're coming from Dundee, you would just head on to the A90. That's the A90 en route to Aberdeen, but you're not going as far as that, nowhere near it. So you just a couple of miles, 2 or 3 miles up till you get to the turning on the left for Tealing. So you would just go along the road through Tealing, and there's signs that point you on how to get to the earth house. I'll try and clarify that a bit better when I get there, but that's just that's how we get to Tealing basically, and then the signs will show you how to get to the actual earth house. I'll try and walk you through that once I arrive there. Okay. Right, now that's me just at Teeling. So you, like I said, on the map, this is the main road that runs through Teeling. And you'll come across the sign. In fact, it might be better if I turn this camera around. Yeah, that's a bit better. I didn't have the microphone on that other one, so you probably never heard me, but I'll just say again. This is the main road that runs through Teeling. So you're coming off the A90, just like I showed you on the map. You just follow the main road until you get to the sign here that points you to how to get to Teeling Duffcoat and Earth House. So you have to come off the main road into this car park area, coach house. You're just driving right down here, if you're going by car that is, or you could be cycling or walking or whatever, and it's signposted. So you're just really a stone throw off of the main road through Teeling, and you get to the car park. So in part just there, signs and that point you how to get to the Teeling Duffcoat and the Teeling Earth House. So that's the Duffcoat house there. I've got photos of that that I put up as well in the video. And what I'm doing now is just heading to the Earth House. So you just you come off the main road and you just come down there. That's the car park there. To get to the Earth House, just walk right down here, and this will lead you to the Earth House. Yeah, so just literally 2 minutes down that road and you get to the sign that will point you on how to get to it. It's just up there. So that's Craig Hill just there in the background. Here it is. The Teeling Earth House. So I'll take a photograph of this and that'll give you a clearer view where you could pause it on the video if you want to read all this. And they discovered this in the late 1800s, and it was built in the Stone Age. There's a few of these earth houses round about Dundee. There's Carlungy earth house, but that'll be done in a separate video. And there's another one not far from it. So Tealing's only just about 4 miles outside Dundee, so it's quite easy to get to here. If you're from Dundee, it's not a far drive to get to. It's quite easy to get to. So I'll give you a rough idea just how deep this is. I'll turn this camera around. Yep. I'm just going to try and give you a rough idea as to how deep the earth house is. So I'm standing in the earth house and I'm 6 foot tall, and this is how high the earth house comes up. So it gives you a rough idea just how deep it is. Walking backwards. I like for the modern humans were taller than the ancient ones, so I mean we would never, I mean they were a lot shorter. As you can get an idea of the scale of the height. So I haven't got my measuring tape, but yeah, so they were quite short. So using me as a height guide at 6 foot, and I'd have to be, most people would have to be ducking down there. That's about the average height for it's about 6 foot now, but back then in the ancient was probably about 5 foot. So the houses then were tiny. But anyway, I'm going to burrow this round and get some still photographs and add it onto the video for you. Especially the one with the information board, and I'll get that on for you. Okay, thanks. Before I leave the Tealing earth house, I'll just get a view of the surrounding area, the countryside, just from the standpoint. But I've got the hat off. It's brightening up a bit now. It's getting a bit warmer. It's in a nice bit of the Angus countryside, so it makes a nice day out to come and visit this place. It's surrounded in good countryside, and it's just a stone throw from Dundee. It's about 4 miles. So if you're going by car, you'll be here in an instant. Right, I'll burrow this on and give you just a view of the surrounding countryside. So that's the Sidlaw house in the background there. Craigawell, the one with the masts on it. And then you've got the big TV transmitter mast. It's not much, there's the farm just in pointing the camera to know. Yeah, it's a nice wee part of the countryside. Okay. Just before I go, this will be in black and white because I've turned the camera on to infrared. The Dovecote, you could get into the Tealing Dovecote house, so you can get inside. So I've turned this camera on infrared. I'll show you what it's like in here. That's quite a short doorway. I'll burrow it round. Yeah, I've turned the camera around. Oh, hang on. Oh, is that still on infrared? I'm not sure, it's coming out fairly clear actually. Yeah. So that's what it's like inside here. I didn't realise you could actually get in, the door was unlocked, so you're logged in. I can't remember the last time I was here, if at all. But there you go. Right, so I hope you've enjoyed the little outing that I took you on. The Fintry Nursery and the Tealing Earth House and the Tealing Duff Coat. Right, so just for a quick recap, the Fintry Nursery, that, well, for people that are not living in Scotland and from Dundee, Fintry is the housing scheme on the east side of the northeast side of Dundee, the city of Dundee. And the Fintry Nursery was built late 1800s, maybe early 1900s. It's a stone built building, well constructed, and it was a nursery that I went to. So in 45, so since I was born in 1975, that'd have been about 1977, I went there from 1977 to 1980, so I remember it quite well. And the nursery closed down in 2009, it's about a year after I started on the buses. I remember seeing it opening when I was driving that route, so yeah, it would have been over just at least 10 years it's been closed for. There is plans to, I heard something about they're going to make it into a care home or something, but we just have to wait and see on that. So I've got the videos of what it's like just now in the derelict state, and then to get to Tealing, to the Earth House, it's just about 4 miles out of Dundee. It's on the north route on the A90 heading for Aberdeen. So you're driving about 4 miles out of Dundee, maybe not even that, maybe 2-3 miles out of Dundee, and the sign points off for Tealing. Then you just drive on the main road through Tealing until you see the signs that point you to the Earth House. And you can't miss it. You've got to come in to the car park. It's through the Bothy car park, and you just basically get park no bother there. Well, you do anyway when it's quiet. I don't know what it'll be like when things are opening, but yeah, some vintage. But yeah, so just to recap, it was Fintry Nursery, Tealing Earth House, and the Tealing House Dovecote behind us. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. This is a slightly different format for the other videos, by the way. The documentary type videos, they take quite a while, so I kind of like to press for time. So this is just to speed things up. They're quite long, these videos, because they're not edited. They're not edited. The other ones were edited. That takes ages. But I'll be making these videos again. It's just for time constraints. It's just quicker jumping in the car and getting the filming done and just stick it on YouTube and try and make it so that it makes sense for you. I hope you enjoy it anyway, right? Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.